So, this is another interesting piece of news, but let's move on to our next piece of news here. PlayStation Now is going to be bringing Shadow Warriors 3 day one. So, Sony has purchased a day one release for their PlayStation Now.
Wow.
I think this is concession. I think this is Sony admitting in some ways defeat. Losing the price war. In my opinion, it's a price war. Microsoft says no, we're switching to subscription services. Sony says no, we're going to keep the traditional format of selling a game, and we're going to up the price to $70. And I think this is Sony kind of admitting defeat in this realm and acknowledging that, hey, this is the future. A subscription service with day one releases, and I think this is them testing the waters. What do you think about this, Mark Raff?
I think this is exactly what you said, dude. The concession, they're waving the little white flag, but it's a small one that they're waving. And I think they're going to see, do we get a spike in PlayStation Now subscriptions? I think if they get a good spike, we might see a pattern here. I think it's kind of jank we're getting this game because this is not an exclusive. At least some of the Xbox Game Pass games are exclusive to the Microsoft ecosystem, you know? So I wish this was an exclusive of some sort, but I digress. I think, like you're saying, they're testing the waters here. And I definitely I definitely feel that we'll see more of these day one drops sprinkled out through the year. So
yeah, I think this is great news. This is really great news because I want to see all games switch to subscription service. And so I guess I wanted to ask you too, Mark, right? Will you buy a 1 month subscription? Like spend $10 and try out Shadow Warriors 3?
Specifically not for this game, but I have in the past, like during December or November, subscribed to PlayStation Now. Tried out a bunch of games that I wouldn't normally play, and I felt very satisfied. So I feel like instead of doing it around November, December, I might do it around a launch of a game that I actually was going to buy. So not for this one, but I would definitely be compelled to do it if it was around the time for a game that I would plan to buy. So,
dude, Shadow Warriors 3 looks really cool. Like, honestly, it looks really cool. Is it a game that I would have ever played by purchasing it? Probably not. But I'm not going to lie. I think I might actually buy the month that this game comes out. I think I might buy a month.
It comes out March 1st.
Yeah, so maybe next month or the month after, depending on what I'm playing next
after
month.
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring for a while. But whenever I have a free month, like buy a month subscription to try this out, because I'm not going to lie, Shadow Warriors 3 looked really, really cool. I think it's a great free subscription game that I would absolutely try out. It looks like a lot of fun. It looks like a more outrageous Borderlands with a little bit more realistic graphics. They have all the fun different guns, and it's a little out there, just a Devolver Digital game. I do think like it would not take much if Sony just released like a couple of their first party games. If they just released a couple first party games for free on PS Now, even like let's say Sifu, if Sifu was on here, just things that like are only available on PlayStation. Like this is not, like you said, this is a third party game, so it's coming out on multiple platforms. If this was like only available on PlayStation, it doesn't take much. Like for I think a lot of people out there to subscribe to PS Now, if they just give a little bit, it doesn't have to be Forbidden West. It doesn't have to be God of War, but things like Kenna, right? Things like Sifu, these games that are like exclusive to PlayStation, launch them on the PS Now platform. Give the people a reason to subscribe to this. I think I would subscribe, like especially if it's going like $10.
I have a question for you. So, PlayStation Now, the max resolution is 720 to 1080, depending on the game and your connection. Streaming the games, is that a problem for you? Because I know not all games are available for a local download on PlayStation Now. So with that limitations, does that still compel you to get it when a new game comes out?
Have you tried streaming on your iPad, your M1 iPad yet? PlayStation, PS Now.
I've only tried PlayStation Now on a PC.
And how well did it stream for you on that PC?
Good, but it only went 720.
Right. I like xCloud quite a bit. Like I almost am pretty much at the point where I'm almost exclusively playing Xbox on xCloud,
Okay.
and I like the way it looks. But I do think it's a higher resolution than 720p. So I mean, I don't know. I'd have to see how it looks. So when I buy my month, I'll definitely let you know. Streaming works pretty well for me on xCloud. Like I did say, I've told you it's not perfect. I had some deaths when I was playing Mr. Archvale. I had some deaths playing that. Um, I was playing some other games on there. I was playing that new one. I can't remember what it is now. It's like that old retro indie one that came out. That's
Oh, it's
like
like
Castlevania. Yeah,
Infernax.
Infernix. I was playing
That one
that
looked
a little
dope.
bit.
Was it
And
fun, by the way?
yeah, it's kicking my butt though, dude.
Hmm.
Like I played it for a while, and I got to like one of the dungeons is kicking my butt. But it ran perfectly smooth on xCloud, and it was like, in my opinion, the best resolution. It looked perfectly beautiful on the M1
So what you're
iPad.
saying is, as long as it runs comparable to xCloud, it's not an issue at all for you.
Yes, if it's comparable to xCloud, then that will be a big selling point for me. And if they have games worth playing, um, definitely. So I'm definitely curious to see how this game looks. Yeah, absolutely. So we'll have to wait and see. But I'm excited to see Sony, because a lot of people are expecting this month or next in March or April to announce their Spartacus or whatever, their answer to Game Pass. And I think this is them dipping their toe to see, are they going to get a bump in subscriptions? Are they going to see a boost? Does doing this day one stuff give you a boost? It does. I don't know if Shadow Warriors 3 is the game that to do it with, but it is a cool game, and we might see. Like I said, I personally would like to try it. I think paying $10 instead of 60. This is the kind of game that I don't really care to own. So spending $10 to play it, I think, is worth it. And I'm curious to see. I hope they see some success, and we continue to see more day one date and dates on PS Now, and we start to see that transform.
Definitely,
So
man.
this was kind of interesting news. Definitely waving the white flag here, right? So
Yeah. Hey, in the comments below, if you guys tried PS Now, how do you like it compared to, let's say, Game Pass, xCloud streaming? Because I want to know, is there a difference? Because I haven't subscribed to PS Now, in months. So I want to see if they improved on their, infrastructure.